All right, we're back here with Less Than Jake right now. We've got Chris Demakes on the Yeah, so right now you told me you're in Boise, Idaho. You're on a day off from touring with Less Than Jake, promoting your new record, See the Light, out now on Fat Records, my bad. Honestly, so what's the support been like with that album so far? It's been kind of going back to your old school roots with Less Than Jake.
You know, it definitely sounds like us, and that's really what we were going for with it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I picked it up and I put it in the CD player for the first time, I just immediately thought back to Losing Streak and Hello Rockview, that kind of a little bit of a raw sound, you know, a little bit of you guys just kind of coming to form your sound at the same time. You kind of went back to that old feel. And honestly, I thought you guys did very successful with that. The two, with the song that I can release, can consider a single, Give Me Something to Believe In. That just really makes me think of classic third wave ska back from the 90s.
Yeah, that's a great song. The lyric in that one's really good, man. Yeah, we've been playing that live. We played that one last night.
Really? How much of the new album have you guys been playing live on the tour so far?
We've been doing like 4 songs, but we only play 3 a night, so we'll rotate a song in and out. But it's been pretty cool. You know, the first couple shows, the first week, it was kind of like people were like, "Huh? I don't know this song," you know. And then about a week in, you start noticing people singing along and stuff because you know, they've had some time for the song to sink in a little bit, I think.
Oh, definitely. I mean, after I started listening to the album a little bit, I started singing along definitely to Give Me Something to Believe in, and My Money's on the Long Shot. Two
cool.
Probably the best songs on the album. Not to say the whole album is great. I also like A Short History Lesson, American Idol. This song has had more of your like kind of classic feel since Boundaries and I'm sorry, I can't put the album title to my name right now.
Borders and Boundaries.
Borders and Boundaries. My bad.
Hey, no problem. You just got tongue-tied, that's all.
Yeah, dude. First major interview on the radio, so I'm a little tongue-tied right now, but I don't think I'm doing that bad.
Well, I think this is my first major internet interview, so... Major internet
interview? Really?
I'm considering you a major internet radio station right now, yes, absolutely.
Oh, awesome, man.
So what about Borders and Boundaries?
It had, you know, kind of that same feel where you're exploring, you're jumping off from a previous point, and you're going to continue on from there. You know, kind of like you took a different direction, but you're going to continue on from that point.
Okay, so you're saying the whole new album reminds you of that?
Yeah. Like, because after Borders and Boundaries, you went into Anthem after that, was it? Or was it something else?
Yeah, we did Anthem after that.
Yeah, Anthem, it was a big turn, because, I mean... Not to say it was a great album, because you had your major singles again, and then you went into you had The Silence of Selling Yourself Short, which, you know, anybody, if they know Less Than Jake now, it's boom, that song, even if you're not a huge fan. Right. And honestly, I feel like that's kind of going to be the same with this record a little bit. If you don't know Less Than Jake and you pick up this record, you hear something like Give Me Something to Believe In, you're going to put your voice basically to that band and be like, oh, this is Less Than Jake.
Right.
It has that kind of tone to it. But, so I was going to ask you, though, what's the song process like nowadays? Since Vinny writes all the lyrics, do you guys have any input really into that?
Oh, yeah. We, you know, for this record, we basically got together with our guitars and sat down in a practice room, you know, and we had a lyric, you know, Vinny had a lyric pad, and our horn players were there, and we were writing melodies and writing chords, and it really came out like kind of organically, and we from those sessions we did a couple weeks like that. We pretty much from that went into the studio and you know, started practicing the song with the live band. But Roger and I come up with, you know, like 95% of the chords and stuff. JR, our sax player, actually he wrote the chords and melody to Give Me Something to Believe In.
Really?
The record. Yeah, he did that one, and he wrote John the Baptist Bones. He wrote those 2 songs. So, you know, he has input as well with, like, chords and melody. And then, you know, Vinny writes the lyrics, and he writes, you know, 98% of the lyrics, and the rest of us, you know, we'll come up with a phrase here or there, or, you know, interject an opinion on, you know, maybe we should change this word to that word, and we kind of help him, you know, tie the lyrics together in the end. So it's a group effort, you know, when it all comes together.
Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, being in a ska punk band, you basically have to have very good musical training, because you have to know where to go and where to improvise with the horns and stuff like that. I imagine that's where a lot of your stage presence comes from when you're up on stage, too.
No, it's mostly alcohol.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Every time I go to a show, you usually have one of those drinking competitions.
Yeah, well, luckily these days I'm not in the drinking competition anymore, so that's good.
You can't tolerate it anymore?
I can't tolerate it any less. We'll just say that.
All right. Also, like with the new album being out too. So fan reaction, how positive has that been so far with being out there and playing those new songs?
It's been good. Like I said, it took a couple of days for a week or so for people to kind of let the song sink in and know the words. But people are singing along, and everyone that's at the show that are fans of the band that have heard the record, they like the record, and we kind of knew that when we put it out. We knew that the people that like the band are going to like it a lot, and that's awesome, man. That's really what we went for with it.
And okay, I have let's see, one last question. Okay, Chris, what are the lot of influences that you get being in the lead singer of a band, also the main guitar player? What kind of influences do you draw with that, and what does that have to deal with if you could be in any other band? What band would that be?
Well, I guess you're asking what were my influences?
Yeah.
For this band, it would be this band called Snuff from England. Screeching Weasel was a huge influence. Bad Religion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just, all those bands were just huge, and they definitely inspired me. And what was the second half of that question?
If you could be in any other band besides Less Than Jake,
that's right.
Any band, what band would you be in?
Probably that band Snuff.
Snuff?
From England. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Yeah, they're from England, and
I think I was reading an interview with you, and you were mentioning them, so that's probably what sounds a little familiar to me.
Yeah, you should check them out. I mention them a lot because they just write fantastic songs, and they're just great guys, great friends, and great musicians. And I would want to play with those guys. Yeah,
honestly, if I could be in a band, it sounds weird to say, but I'd have to be in the Who. I'm a huge classic rock guy. I'd probably have to replace Townsend.
There you go.
One last thing before I actually let you go. Mind giving us a quick plug?
Okay, yeah.
All right, just say, hey, this is Chris Demakes from Less Than Jake, and you're listening to WIPZ Ranger Radio.
WIPZ Ranger Radio?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hey, this is Chris Less Than Jake, and you are listening to WIPZ Ranger Radio. Rock on.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you this year, man.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. All right, so that was Chris with Less Than Jake here on WIPZ Ranger Radio. We're about to play their new song off their album, My Money Is on the Long Shot here, WIPZ.org.